We are practicing to practice our Tara practice, which is really what we're always doing. We're always practicing our practice. And some of you are quite new to the green Tara practice. Some of you are quite deeply familiar with it. So that's good. We have a balance. And we all look to go deeper with our sensing into this profoundly tender expression of enlightened compassion that green Tara is, and to understand even more and more completely how it is that there can be vivid appearance and presence of Tara, and at the same time she is nothing substantial. She is luminous and empty, as we say, nothing you could actually hold on to, and yet very, very, very powerful. So say a little bit more about that as we go along. Let's begin, as we always do, with our Refuge and Bodhicitta from the Heart Essence, and that's on your sheet. You have that? Does everybody have it? This is on this sheet. It's not in the Tara practice. For us, of course, as we said yesterday, green Tara is profoundly related to our connection with this lineage going back to Guru Rinpoche. And we are very familiar with the refuge from Jigme Lingpa. And so that's always part of our practice. We do that. We do Ngondro, in principle, we do Ngondro in the morning, and then later sessions of the day we do green Tara practice, because the green Tara practice, like all our practices, is really grounded in the foundational practices. And I think you, those of you who know both, you can see that many of the skills, the capacity for heart opening, for developing really an ability to trust, to open to the tender compassion that is really an expression of reality itself, that all of this is something that we have trained in the foundational practices. And so we come with that very ready to the green Tara practice. And at the same time, as we said yesterday, Adzar Rinpoche is very generously, people really like a green Tara practice, and so we welcome all of you who want to get to know her. And then we will encourage you to go back and become familiar with the foundational practices so that you can also appreciate her from that perspective. And I mean, throughout, of course, wisdom and compassion are central to every practice that we do, to every practice in the Buddhist tradition, maybe to every practice in some sense, in every tradition. Certainly compassion is a very important part of all the great traditions of the world. And so our particular way of cultivating compassion in the Ngondro, as you know, is to recognize how our own error, our own misunderstanding of who and what we are, what the world is, our own sense of duality, basically our ordinary sense of everything is what contributes to our getting into trouble. So we say, like moons and water, sights deceive us. We're all deceived. That means we all suffer from a certain kind of unawareness, often called ignorance. And recognizing that, we are practicing as we sing so that we can finally come to rest, and rest in our own real nature. We're always oriented to seeking to experience our own real nature. And with green Tara, as we said yesterday, she is the expression of this very fresh kind of, very tender, kind of watery, windy compassion. And I say windy because, as you know, green is the color of the element of wind, and she is indeed swift as the wind in the way that she comes to help and to rescue. And I also say watery because, as you know, very famously, she is said to have been born from a teardrop. That says so much about her, it seems to me. You know how when you're not weeping in great pain, but sometimes something will just open your heart so much that your eyes just tear up, that very kind of tender, sweet kind of feeling. It's really a very sweet feeling. It's kind of a healing feeling. It's, the usual armor that we were talking about yesterday begins to soften up. And that actually means we're able to be more present in our own hearts when we have that tenderness. So many of you know this famous description of her entrance into the world. Avalokiteshvara, the great bodhisattva Avalokiteshvara, who's the embodiment of all of the compassion that ever was or could be, is looking down. That's what his name actually means, Lokiteshvara. Loka means world. It's cognate actually with our world, local and locality. He's looking down at the world and he says, I thought I had alleviated so many beings' sufferings, because of course that's what he's all about, but look, they're still suffering, there's still so much more to do. And he felt sad, and 2 tears come rolling down his cheeks, and one of them arises as white Tara, and one of them arises as green Tara, and they say to him, don't worry, we'll help you. We're here to help. So that's what they're here to do. It's that helpful energy of the world, that responsive quality of reality, which we sing about here in our refuge, essence, nature, moving, love, mandal. That means it's a quality of reality that it responds to suffering. And it's a quality of the ultimate nature that we seek to experience in ourselves. That there is this, it's not just a sense of wanting to do good, it's a completely spontaneous orientation to respond to need whenever it is there. So Tara is an expression of that. And our practice of Tara is to become more capable of experiencing that possibility in ourselves. So we're going to do refuge from the Longchen Nyingtik, and then we'll just sit for a little bit after that also, just to be in silence. And then I think you all know, and then we go to the green Tara practice, which is essentially we're inviting Tara to come. We take refuge in her. We express our powerful wish to be free from fear, our trust in her to be able to help us in these situations. And then everything dissolves into emptiness. And then out of emptiness, and emptily, we could say, everything arises. And when everything arises within this wisdom mind that we now imagine that we have, where we're cultivating the sense of this wisdom. And wisdom is, this kind of wisdom isn't locked into ordinary appearance the way that we are. Now, I'm not pretending any of this is easy, all right? I'm just reminding us of what our orientation is. It takes a lot of practice, of course, to be able to see in this way, but nonetheless, we are practicing to see everything as fundamentally pure and empty and radiant. As Khyentse Sangpo famously said, because I know I've quoted this a lot, Khyentse Rinpoche, when he first taught this in Virginia, it struck me at the time, and it continues to strike me. He said, it's not that we're pretending that things are better than they are. It's not that we're superimposing some kind of purity that isn't there, making something up because it's more attractive to us. That's actually not what we're doing. What we're seeking to do is to dissolve our ignorance, and our ignorance is what produces this sense of separation and subject and object, and the sense that things are not only separate from us, but also kind of dead, just kind of out there and kind of made of stuff, wood and wool and these sort of very ordinary things, as if that were their real nature, as if the nature of this building were really red and yellow walls. It's not. The nature of this building, the nature of everything, is that oceanic openness, which we are asking Tara's help to become aware of. So we invite Tara. And the other thing that we do is Tara, when everything dissolves into emptiness, and we rise as Tara. So We rise as Tara, we're green, we're luminous, and we have this fearless heart of exquisite tenderness, wanting to help, willing to receive help. And then we send out light, the green rays with the first mantra, the multicolored rays with the second mantra, and we also receive blessings, Tara. When we do this in the Drupja, as you may remember, we have still more ritual involved. We make offering. We're going to have a formal setup with the altar in the back, also with the mandala. We're going to have a mantra chain here, which we'll talk about tomorrow. We will have our instrumentalists here, people with the long horns, torma. And again, for those of you who don't know, I think you all know, but I'll just mention Laurie's going to be here 3 to 5:30 tomorrow to show those of you who would like to learn how to make tormas, to do that, to help you with the music, people who want to learn more about the music. She's training Kwang morning till night. She stays with Kwang, that's why he's gotten so good on the Rimo. And also she will, was there somebody who said you wanted to learn about the Chibun?
Laura, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. That's right. You want to do the Chibun, you want to do the Torma. I already told Laurie, so that's great. That's wonderful. Okay.
And also, Juan told me he wants to learn how to do children.
He wants to do Chibun too. Outstanding. We'll have 3 Chibun. Wonderful. Very, very wonderful. Okay. Okay. So there's really 3 things. Well, our good motivation, always. We're always refreshing that. And a sense of things as somehow intrinsically luminous. Whatever you understand about emptiness, you can bring to bear on this. And then the very particular thing with Tara is, tuning into this very, very refined, kind of like green mist, very refined sort of tender compassion. Okay. Let's begin with Refuge then. In 3 real jewels, 3 root bliss-filled ones, channels, winds, bright orbs, this Bodhi mind. Essence, nature, moving love mandal, until full Bodhi I seek refuge. In 3 real jewels, 3 root bliss-filled ones, channels, winds, bright orbs, this Bodhi mind. Essence, nature, moving love mandal, until full Bodhi I seek refuge. In 3 real jewels, 3 root bliss-filled ones, channels, winds, bright orbs, this Bodhi mind. Essence, nature, moving love mandal, until full Bodhi I seek refuge. Oh, like moons in water, sights deceive us, we ever roam bound in cyclic chains. So all may rest in their clear mind sphere, I raise Bodhi through 4 boundless days. Oh, like moons in water, sights deceive us, we ever roam bound in cyclic chains. So all may rest in their clear mind sphere, I raise Bodhi through 4 boundless days. Oh, like moons in water, sights deceive us, we ever roam bound in cyclic chains. So all may rest in their clear mind sphere, I raise Bodhi through 4 boundless days. Settle into this space, sing an invocation. Kyabda Gyawanam Tang Yer Me Be Gandrin Sumden Jinchen Lama Che Rizin Jormate of Den Chatsola So Wadeb Sunyam Len Tarchin Shru. And gently direct your attention to your breath. Let your attention rest on your breath. We'll just be with our breath in silence for several minutes to come more into presence and practice. And as your mind becomes more relaxed and open, you become actually more capable of the gentle trust that is part of our refuge in Tara. Very gentle, yet very strong. Take a moment to bring to mind some moment in your life when you really experienced loving tenderness. Maybe caring for a small child. Maybe in being cared for as a small child. Maybe with a small animal. Whatever way in your life, you have had the opportunity to experience your heart open, become more gentle, more trusting, feeling safe, feeling loving, feeling a tender wish to offer happiness to another being, or some tender being offering a wish for your happiness. Either way, it opens your heart. Sense of great safety, love, relaxing whatever walls we tend to put up in life, taking off our armor, softness, also great strength, confidence, trust. And with that smoothly flowing attention and vivid sense of what trust and tenderness really feel like, we silently read the first verse in preparation for offering homage to Tara, who we will feel is vividly present here right now before us. So all of that tenderness, that sweetness, that gentle and absolutely continuous loving concern that we have been tapping into through our memories, this is part of what arises now in enlightened form as green Tara. And whether you feel you see her or sense her, in whatever way, just feel that she's actually right here in front of you. She's gazing with love at you, looking you in the eyes. You're looking her in the eyes. And we're just overwhelmed with a sense of gratitude, delight. How marvelous to be in Tara's presence, for her to accept our invitation to come, for her to invite our own qualities of tenderness and compassion to grow without fear. So we sing this verse, English, Tibetan English, our refuge and our bodhicitta. Namo, to be free from fear and suffering, sublime Tara, refuge, heart I trust, wishful active bodhicittas raise, and vow to protect every being. Namo Jiktang Dung El Duga Ledrol Cheer Bag Madrol Marjab Jin Ying Bording Mundang Juk Bei Jang Chu Sem Je Do Yi Chen Drogen Dover Tam Jo. Namo, to be free from fear and suffering, sublime Tara, refuge, heart I trust, wishful active bodhicittas raise, and vow to protect every being. Tsa, Hong, Bum, Ho, Tsoshingrangla Timbar Jor. So we've made gestures of lassoing and handcuffing and uniting with Tara, and she and we have now dissolved into emptiness, and all is simply radiant space. Whatever we understand about the nature of reality is right here for us. And out of this radiant space arises the green tum, which is itself an expression of the nature of reality. It's the heart syllable, the seed syllable of ourselves as green Tara. And this is how we overcome the impurity of birth, because now we are born as Tara. We're purifying the process of birth. We're born as Tara. And the world that we perceive as Tara is luminous with its own radiant nature, its own radiant reality. There is no duality. The seeing and the seer are not separate. And there will be a lotus and a moon, and the tum arises. We describe our own body, and then the mantra going around. So we sing this. We'll sing this in English so we understand. Tam, all things essence, always pure, mentioned beyond seen seer. In its midst lotus and moon, on which green tum now becomes. Jatsun Droma, body green, one face, two hands, peaceful smile. Longu arrayed, right leg curved, right hand supreme gift mudra. Takes wind out of fear and pain, at heart left three gem mudra. Fresh utpala blooms at ear, glowing light endless and clear. Expands, invites from the sphere, boundless wise ones, one with me. Now we begin our formal invitation. Om Arya Tara Saparivara Benja Samayadza Tishta Benja Tum Atipuho Trashita And as Tara, we make offerings to the five pure senses of Tara. Agam Padyam Pushpe Dupe Aloke Gande Naivedya Shabda Rupa Shabda Gande Rasa Spashe Dhamma Prachichaho Bensha Balinda Rakta Ka. Freeing suffering, all Buddha's yom, color, true green, blue, swift heroine. Long good gem dispels to geek and foes, praise and homage, kind lady. On my heart moon stands green Tom, rounded mantra strands whose rays flow forth, return, fill two needs, one great sameness, bliss become. With this first mantra, the mantra is letters of radiant green light, and these letters are encircling the tum. They're going counterclockwise, circling the tum, which is at our heart as green Tara. And streams of green light go out, charged by the mantra that we are sounding, and these rays of light go out and make offering to all of the enlightened beings throughout all of space, and particularly to all of the Taras, and most particularly to the green Taras. Receiving these, green Tara sends blessings to us in the form of light. So this whole process of sounding this first mantra, Om Taritam Soha, we are making offering to Tara, we are receiving blessings of Tara, and we're becoming more and more Tara-like, more and more tender and trusting and responsively compassionate and luminously wise. Om Taritam Soha, 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 Tam Soha, Om Taritam 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 Soha, Tam Soha, Om Taritam 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 Soha, Tam Soha, Om Taritam 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 Soha, Om Tadidam 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 Soha. Soha, Om Tadidam Soha. Om Tadidam Soha. Om Taridam Soha. And with the action mantra, all 5 colors of light go out from your heart: red, yellow, green, blue, and white. And now that you have been so blessed by Tara, you are sending out this light to benefit and complete the welfare of all beings throughout space. Just like in the Vajrasattva practice, offering whatever they need: food to the hungry, protection to the weak, warmth to those who are cold, whatever they need in an ordinary way. And then your light blesses them into what they really need, their own actual revelation of their own nature, and they also become Taras, so that the world becomes a pure land of Taras singing with you. Om Dare Du Dare Du Re Soha, 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 Om Dare Du Dare Du Re Soha. Du Dare Du Re Soha, Om Dare 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 Du Dare Du Re Soha, Re Tu Re Soha, Om Dare Du Dare Du 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 Re Soha, Re Du Re Soha, Om Dare Du Dare 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 Du Re Soha. Dare, soha. And the purification of speech, which is, would you mind getting this and the pages and give Benny, who doesn't have it, you know, the booklet, and thanks, Kwan. Yeah, whoever doesn't have it. Yeah, thanks. With the recitation of the Sanskrit alphabet so precisely, we are setting up a dependent arising that all of the cause and effect processes of this practice will unfold well in the future. With the 100-syllable mantra, which is on, I think, page 22 here, we are purifying any mistakes that we might have done during the practice. The 100-syllable mantra is on page 14. And then with the mantra of dependent arising, we are reflecting what is often called the pith of the Buddha's teaching, and also setting up an auspicious interdependence for the unfolding of our practice. So we always do this in all practices. We always do a purification of speech. A I U R I D I O ang a ka 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 nga ta 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 nya ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ma ya la va sa ka sa han kya Om benzu sata samaya manupalaya benzu sata tenopa tishajiro me bawa sutukaya me bawa supukaya me bawa anurakto me bawa sarvasiddhi me tayata sarva karma sutame didam shiyam kuro hong ha 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 ho bhagawan sarva tathagata vache mame munche vache baba mahasamaya sata ahom pit I U R I O ang a ka 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 nga ta 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 nya ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ma ya la va sha ka sa hang kya Om bendu sattva samaya manopalaya bendu sattva tenopa tishta dirdo me bawa sutakaya me bawa supakaya me bawa anurakto me bawa sarva siddhi me chayata sarva karma sutame didam shiyam kura hum ha ha ho bhagawan sarva tathagata vaja mame munche vaja baba maha samaya sata ahom pit I U R I O ang a ka 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 nga ta 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 nya ta 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 na ta 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 na pa 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 ma ya la va sa ka sa hang kya Om bendu sattva samaya manupalaya bendu sattva tenopa tishtudiro me bawa sutakaya me bawa supakaya me bawa anurakta me bawa sarva siddhi me chayata sarva karma sutame Didam Chiyam Kuro Hong Ha Ha Ho Bhagawan Sarva Tathagata Vaja Mame Munche Vaja Baba Mahasamaya Sata Ahom Pir Yedama Hetu Chabawa Hetum Tekam Tatagato Hiyawa Det Tekam Chiona Roda Evam Vadi Mahashrama Nai Soha Yedama Hetu Chabawa Hetum Tekam Tatagato Hiyawa Det Tekam Chiona Roda Evam Vadi Mahashrama Nai Soha Yedama Hetu Chabawa Hetum Tekam Tatagato Hiyawa Det Tekam Chiona Roda Evam Vadi Mahashrama Nai Soha Om Ariyatara Saparivara Benzra Agam Padyam Pushpe Dupe Aloke Gande Naivedya Shabda Rupa Shabda Gande rasa, sparshe, dame pratichaho, bencha, balinda, rakta, ka. Freeing, suffering, all Buddha's yom, color, true, green, blue, swift heroine. Long good gem dispels duke and foes, praise and honor, kind, sublime, lady. We're not doing the soak, the feast offering today. We will do it over the weekend. And now we make our prayers to Ekadzati, the protectress of the Dzogchen teachings. Do we have an offer? Oh, we have Remo tonight. Do we have a drum? Romo. Anybody do a drum? The book is going around, and if you've already, we'll repeat the names that have been in there since Tuesday. But I think Gary wants the book. Okay, great. Huh? You want to offer? Oh, Harvey also will want the book. So this is traditional in Tibetan monasteries to have a prayer, for Nyingma monasteries to have a prayer to Ekadzati. All the monasteries have protectors whose protection we asked for, and this is a particularly short, actually, prayer to Ekadzati from Adzam Rinpoche. Hong Belden Ekadzati Dang Transo Kyabchuk Rahula Tamchen Dorje Lekpaso Ningtik Nyemba Den Sung So Tamse Dutsi Dharma Pol Nelja Dakla Gongo Cho Chowe Chinle Mai Eldrup Hong Belden Ekadzati Dang Transo Kyabchuk Rahula Tamchen Dorje Lekpaso Ningtik Nyemba Den Sung So Tamse Dutsi Dharma Pol Nelja Dakla Gongo Cho Chowe Chinle Mai Eldrup. It's page 10 of the Tara practice. Page 10. To Rahula, Tamchen Dorje Lekpa So, Ningtik Nyemba Densung So, Tamse Dutsi Dorma Bo, Nelja Dakla Gongo Cho, Chowe Chinle Mael Drew. We do it once in English now. Hung, glorious Ekadzati and Rishi Vishnu Rahula, Oathbound Dorje Lekpa, all heart essence, guardian host. Take pledge tormas of nectar, guard this yogi, give refuge, keep your trust, your deeds alive. Hong Belden Ekadzati Dang, Tanso Kepchuk Rahula, Tanjin Dorje Lekpa So, Ningchik Bensung Suk, Nelcher Dakla Gongo Kyo. Nailju, Hong Belden Ekadzati Dang, Tanso Kyabchuk Rahula, Tamchen Dorje Lekpa So, Ningchik Nyemba Densung So, Tamse Dutsi Dorma Bo, Nelcher Dakla Gongo Cho, Chowe Chinle Mael Drew. I'm sorry, in your edition it was page 12, the Ekadzati practice. I had a different book, sorry. And our dedication on this sheet, or if you have the booklet, the prayer book, it's of page 25, a long life prayer for His Holiness. But before that, we will do our sharing the merit prayer on page 22. By this good may I swiftly once become a great guru, lead all beings, every one, to reach to that very ground. Let's do these prayers too. In all lives may I good lamas meet, never part and rich in dharma be, complete all grounds, paths, good qualities, swiftly attain the Dorje Chang state. Able teacher, treasure, Julong Chen, holder of his teaching, Jigme Ling, peerless Lama's words until world's end, we here think, meditate your teaching. And now page 25. In a pure land ringed by snow mountains, source of bliss and benefit for all, powerful Tenzin Gyatso Chenrezi, lotus feet please stay hundreds of years, fill vast space with your activities. Continuing. Om Swasti, flawless refuge sources, give blessings, teacher, protector, kind Dharma Lord, Jurme Tupten Gyatso, wondrous good, lotus feet ever, deeds everywhere. In the first line and top verse of 27, swift return for Kidson Rinpoche. Namo Guru, glorious, wise, Baitan and kind song, now that your work here has subsided, please think of our pain, sad suffering. We pray you swiftly take form again. Waxing moon, may your life and merit flourish, grow through the threefold skillful pundit's deeds, live long benefiting all you meet. By the true power of two Vajra truths, 3 jewels, 3 roots, Buddha's compassion, faithful Sangha and aspiration, may this prayer be realized at once. And the prayer for Dawn Mountain from Kidson Rinpoche on 32. May there be a great fine new temple, a great seat for all high practice learning, which having spread in all directions, male and female yogis everywhere, practice and further the teachings there. And on your sheet here, extending our prayers for all beings throughout space and our wish to be of service to all beings, and then going on to the blessing. Terry, when we get to the blessing, would you like the candle? Thank you. And
We read the names before that.
no, we do the first. We do the candle, then we read the news. May all beings always have happiness and its causes. May all beings always be free of pain and its causes. For as long as space abides, as long as the world remains, just so long may I be there, resolving all beings' pain. And now we'll light the candle. And this will work if you, in the second to the last line of the blessing, if you sing till we all rise forth. We need an extra syllable there. Okay. With all of you in mind, we light this lamp of clarity. May the glow of love, wisdom shine within us, everyone, till we all rise forth born in one enlightened mandala. And so we pray for everyone, and specifically tonight for these people near and dear to us.
Chip Lacey, LaRonda Henderson, Josh Henderson, Stephen Henderson, Don Urowitz, Paul Rowe in the Bardo, John Boland, Cynthia, Francis and Albert, Nancy Hesh Martin, Celia V in the Bardo, Nora, Benny, Hadley family, Larry Hall, Greg Hall, Louise, Gary Barnett, Arun Shah, Michael Marr, Ken, Heather, Alana, Rifa, Kendall, Theodone, Henry, Miranda, Maricha, Sophia, Christy, Maria, Christina, Martin, Henriette, Tom, Guillermo, Ginny, Julia, Mary, Betty, Rosalie, Glenn, Seema, John, Sherry, Jenny, Julie, Tom, Thomas's friend, Thea and the Bardo, Evan, Mary P., Dennis, Larry, Camille, Peter, Zachary, Hope, Gail, Ken, Clara, Marco, Esteban, Lois, Marvin Henderson in the Bardo, Bonnie Henderson, Cheryl Henderson, Kelly, Sholifo, Elizabeth, Jackie, Charles, Carlo, Jeanette, and families, Tilton Jackson, Lisa Mazzone, Patricio, Bert Long, Bardo, Peggy, Bardo, Matt, Illness, Jerry, Joan, Bateson, Mary, Squires, Elan, Johnsy, Ramya, and Karen, Bobby, Jeanette, all ill children, Ruby Wong and family, Harry Hutton, Joanne Hutton, Vanessa's father-in-law, Bardo, Benny Leoz Wu Kin, Shannon, Lori Fisher, Fred Fisher, Scott and Yasoda, Deb Johnson, Lois Silverstein, Mary
Smith Bell's mother.
Mary Smith Bell's mother, Lavon Schultz in the Bardo, Namvo Concepcion, Nore Dunn, Dan Perdue, Dan Crozort, Valerie Stevens and Guy, Sidney Pyborn, Anshul Varma, Don Urowitz, Lewis, Riley Gang, Pete's mom, Joanne Hutton, John Pfeiffer Sr., Nick Edelman, Ruby Wong, Don Chambers, Pat Sinclair, Angelita Maria Rivera, Bardo, February 21st.
And Roberto and Nico, I forgot.
Roberto and Nico.
And so we gather all the presence and the natural clarity of your own mind arises as an orb of light in the center of your heart. Center of that an and we send out this open, embracing to send to every cell in your body, into the future, and to all beings throughout space. Share our practice with them. Thank you, everyone, for coming and joining and warming up our Chara practice for our Drupcha. It starts tomorrow night. We'll be setting up tomorrow. We welcome your help. What? Sorry? We're setting up tonight, but there'll be more to do tomorrow, I believe. The final setting up of the mandala and all of the. If those of you who can stay a bit, we're setting up. Janet and Sacha, I think, are overseeing the basic setup. What? Well, Lori is here to teach people at between 3 and 5:30, so I think starting at 5:30, hopefully we can finish. Can we finish in an hour? Come 3 if you want to do some learning, and if I'm not sure what will be left to be done when you guys are through tonight. You're going to try to do it all? You're going to bring, if you bring down the post, that's the biggest thing. You're going to bring down.
She asked for, and also to, we have to put a curtain here.
Oh, you're going to do that tonight? Fantastic. Okay, we'll be in great shape. Great shape. That's wonderful.
And part of the, she asked to put the Tara statue there.
Yes, yes, definitely. Definitely. Tara gets her own special place. And then the musicians can be here like last year, I think you know. Right? We're good. Satya's done shopping, yeah?
We can get some help putting the TV upstairs so we can use the table.
Okay, that's another thing we'd like to do. Huh? Excellent. Excellent. Thank you so much. I think we're in good shape then. We'll have our musicians and our chibun, and we'll have a mantra chain. We'll one tomorrow when we actually start, we'll talk a little bit about the mantra chain. There are a few things to. The mantra chain is there are people keeping the mantra going throughout the. People take turns, usually 2 or 3 people at a time, sitting back there, and you hold a cord and you say the mantra, and that keeps the mantra going the whole time. So it's nice to do. Well, we'll encourage people to bring your lunch on Saturday so that we, stay together and keep the energy together, and we'll close with a tzok on Sunday. Any questions?
Well, Dorothy Weathers says a special thank you.
Thank you, Dorothy. Hi. Okay, wonderful. Thank you very much. It's wonderful that we've had these 2 days at least to practice a little bit and just get stronger over the weekend. It's great. Okay. Wonderful. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Gary, for transmitting